make a yellow squash casserole today. What I'm going to do is cut up the squash and put them in the pan to cook, and then I'll come back and show you everything else that I'm going to do. But I like to get the smaller squash because they don't have as many seeds in them. I like them better, and I've already washed these. And you don't have to peel them or anything, but you may have to take some seeds out if they have too many seeds in them, because that's what I don't like to use these seeds as well. So I'm just gonna slice those out, and then I'm gonna chop up 6 cups of yellow squash. I just slice them long ways. You don't have to make them in too small pieces because they cut up real good, or they cook up real good. See how much we've got here. Looks like I've got about 2 cups. I'm going to use my trusty, dusty little Frisbee again. So I've got approximately 2 cups cut up, and we need 6. And this recipe calls for breadcrumbs, which I didn't have any. Sometimes if you don't have what your recipe calls for, you can substitute different things. And what I did was I used, and I'll show you the bag. Was these croutons that go in your salad. I just used 8 ounces of those and put the melted butter over them. And we're going to use those because I didn't have any breadcrumbs, so you can make anything work pretty much. It's not going to change the taste of it or anything. I'm making lots of noise. Okay, so we've got 2 cups already. And we're going to put this squash in salted boiling water. And this has quite a few seeds in it too. Like I said, I don't like the bigger squash as well as I do the smaller ones. And the smaller ones are more tender. I just don't like that seed part in there, which it won't hurt you, but I just don't care for it. Sure. That's another cup. That makes 3. I need a scrap bowl, don't I? imagine everybody's getting ready for Thanksgiving, trying to figure out what you can do and what you're not going to be able to do. But even if you have just your family, that's 4. Even if you just have your family in, just your immediate family, you can make it a wonderful time. And it's a time for all of us to give thanks for everything that we have. And I did have the COVID. I was tested positive on September the 4th. But I was very blessed. And I didn't have it as bad as what some people did. And I'm very thankful for that. But it does take a toll on you. And I lost my taste and smell was one thing that happened. And my taster's still not exactly back to what it should be. But anyway, I managed to get through it. And thank God for my blessings. I know there's other people that had it worse, and I know there's a lot of people that didn't make it through it, and I'm so sorry for that. And I think that's all that we're going to put in there. That's looks like plenty. And I'm going to go over here to the stove. I've already added salt to the water. And I'm going to put these in here, and it won't take them very long to get tender. You'll just have to test them. But I'll let you know when I come back how long I cooked them. Okay. Those in the water, and I'm gonna let those cook, and then I'll be back. Okay, I cooked the squash after the water got hot for 5 minutes. Then I took them off the stove and drained them, and I've got them draining over there. Now I've poured half of my crouton mixture in the bottom of this casserole dish, and I'm gonna cut up an onion. We need 1/4 cup of onion and 1 cup of grated carrots, which I have already grated over here. This is a little sweet Vidalia onion. Pretty sure that's about 1/4 cup. If your eyes water when you're peeling onions, if you go put your hand under cold water, it'll stop the tears. You just run your hand under cold water, it stops the tears right then. No. Okay. There is a cup of onions, or 1/4 cup of onions. And I'm gonna add that to this bowl. And it won't hurt to have a few more. Don't want to waste those that I've already got chopped. Not too many things call for a tablespoon of onion. Anyway, I've got a 1/2 one left over, which I can reuse. Okay, I've got the 1/4 cup of onion in here, and then I'm going to put the cup of grated carrots in here. And then we're going to add a cup of sour cream. I think this is gonna be something you'll all like. It's not got a strong flavor, but it just has a good flavor. Okay, got the sour cream in there. And then my label come off of my can. This is cream of chicken soup. And we're gonna put that in there. And mix all this up real good. This is going to be so yummy. Sour cream and the cream of chicken soup and the onions and carrots. Gonna have such a good flavor. It's my stove again. My oven's preheated to 350, and we're gonna bake this casserole for 30 minutes. Okay? Now, that's what it looks like all mixed up. And then we're going to add the squash, which it's semi-soft anyway, but it only has to cook for 5 minutes after your water gets hot. So that goes in there. Stir that all up. Oh, it'll be so good. Mix it really good so that all the squash gets coated good with the filling. Doesn't that look good? Okay, I'm gonna pull a casserole dish over here and pour this in. Make sure we get all the good stuff out. And I've saved some of the croutons and I added just a few more. I'm not sure that I had 8 ounces, so I added a few more and mixed it with the ones that already had the butter on it, and we're going to put it on top. Oh, this is so good. I hope you all try this because I think you're really going to like it. And it's something different to do with your squash. I like to just cook squash in butter on top of the stove like I did the mushrooms the other day. And they're good that way, or you can mix them with mushrooms and they're wonderful too. So I'm going to sprinkle the rest of these croutons on the top. This would be a nice dish to have for Thanksgiving. I always had a lot of company for Thanksgiving. There was never under 20 people at my house, but there was usually more than that. And I cooked like my grandmother and my mother did. I always felt like I had to have something for everybody, so I always had 2 kinds of everything. I had mashed potatoes and I had sweet potatoes, and I just had 2 of every vegetable that you could imagine. And anyway, I don't cook like that anymore because I don't have as many to cook for. But anyway, I'm going to wash my hands off because I don't want to lose my pan in the floor with my slick butter on my hands. I'm going to wash these with my hands off real quick and put this in the oven. And bake it for 30 minutes. Okay. Here we go. Into the oven. Uh-oh. You know what I did? I did a no-no. Forgot to take my skillet out of the oven. I keep my iron skillets in the oven because I have a pilot light in there. And I don't want it to get, I don't want them to rust. And I oil them and keep them in my oven. And I kept that one in there too long, didn't I? I'm going to move him over here on the back burner. And we're going to set the timer for 30 minutes. And start. And I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, I'm back and the casserole is done. I've taken it out of the oven. It looks delish. I'm going to give it a little taste here if I can get this cooled down, because it's really hot. Crunchy. The croutons are very crunchy, and the filling is very, very good. I think this is a dish you would like to use for your Thanksgiving dinner. Thanks again for watching. See you next time.